in your discussion, in your answer, you also said that you were invited by a friend, Barry Weiss.
My friend Barry Weiss.
So this friend works for Twitter, or what is her?
She's a journalist.
Sir, I didn't ask you a question. I'm now asking Mr. Schellenberger a question. Please
yes, ma'am. Barry Weiss is a journalist.
I'm sorry, sir?
She's a journalist.
She's a journalist. So you work in concert with her?
Yeah.
Do you know when she first was contacted by Mr. Musk?
I don't know.
You don't know. So you're in this as a threesome?
There was many more people involved in that.
There was many more people involved in it.
Oops, I forgot to add us.
Threesome, 4G, orgy. I think that's the technical progression.
So what's 5G? That's just the stuff that gives you cancer, right?
Yeah. I think once you hit 5, you're in orgy territory. Maybe gangbang. I think it depends on the ratio. You know?
Well, I have bad news. We're not back on YouTube today. I don't know why. I'm currently embroiled in fighting with YouTube about that, because on March 9th, we received a 1-week suspension. And when I went to set up the stream, it said that you were blocked from streaming on YouTube. I was like, no, March 9th was 8 days ago. That means 1 week is 7 days. We should be back on. So I went and checked, and it says that we still have 7 days left on our 7-day suspension that started 8 days ago. Like, hello, YouTube, can you fucking count? Obviously not.
It's gotta be like some tech. They're like, no, well, we go by midnight of like the next day, so you know, it's
technically and like
you got
even if it was
hours.
if it was that, I could get it, but it says we still have 7 days left on a 7-day ban that started 8 days ago. So
they just forgot to click like start. Ah, shit. Sorry, guys.
Like, what the hell?
Oh shit. Oh well.
Let's say this.
I've been promoting the show even less now.
Say 7 days for YouTube is about the same as like 6 million for the. Never mind. I can say that.
The number will probably come down upon what's the word? Not audit. Appeal. Yeah, there you go. I'm disappointed, not in Steven or Fox and Son. I'm disappointed in my local post office because my coffee was supposed to arrive yesterday, and the post office, like, I get like an email. So if you guys don't know, and I always forget this, and I should probably be careful when I put funny things in the address lines to my friends, that every piece of mail is like photographed. And like you can sign up for this thing that like they'll send you an email every day of what's arriving, like to your, you know, what mail you're getting. And so I got an email yesterday that my coffee was supposed to be arriving, and it didn't. And I like checked the thing, and it was like in town yesterday and the day before. And I checked today, and it's in a different town that's, I guess, technically closer, but you know, it's like just moved laterally a town. I'm like, where's my coffee? So I'm drinking more of the Weiss coffee. Again, I'm not knocking Fox and Sons. They have nothing to do with that. They got the order out and shipped in just a few hours. So they did their part.
Did I tell you about my shipping problems with the USPS? After we moved up here, we had a forwarding address and everything. So I had a couple packages that, because my dumbass forgot to change the address on some of the things that I had like set up, that I ordered things from, it sent my package there. Shouldn't be a big deal, right? Because I've got a forwarding address. So whenever the package, you know, arrives at the post office to go to my old house, they should just forward it here. Well, the first time that it happened, they did not do that. They returned to, they just straight up did a return to sender. And so then I had to like go through the place that I bought it from and get a refund processed and then reorder and put the right address in and all that bullshit. So ended up taking 2.5 weeks longer to get my shit than what it should have, but it's okay. I got it. Well, the second time when it happened again, I called the post office. I was like, look, the package shows that it is at your post office. It's like, I have a forwarding address. Don't return to sender. Make sure it gets forwarded to me. They're like, yeah, we got it. I see the package now. We've got the replacement, sticker put on it to get it forwarded to you. It's all good. Well, 3 days later, the fucking thing still hadn't showed up. And it's like, literally 45 minutes away. It's not like it should take 3 or 4 days for this to get from that post office here. So lo and behold, they returned that one to the sender as well. I'm going to burn the fucking post office down. Like,
they're frustrating. For sure. We're kind of in the boonies. I'm sure you're similar, and most of our packages, even the mail or our USPS here locally is pretty good, here in town. I'll give them that. But FedEx, for some reason, cannot find our house. Like, when I get a package via FedEx, I usually have to go retrieve it from my neighbor's house, or somewhere down the street. It's just insane. I'm like, the numbers are on the house. They're on the fence. They're like, I don't know what else to do. Oh shit, Freddy Krueger's in.
If I could get everything from UPS, that would be great, because the UPS guy calls ahead. He's like, "Are you at the house across the street, or are you at the main house today? Like, where should I bring this?"
Yeah, I've gotten calls from the UPS guys, and the Amazon guys, like, "Hey, yo, just make sure it's the right place." And our UPS guy is this big black dude with he always has a Black and Mild hanging out of his mouth. He's pretty cool. I like him.
Our UPS guy goes to church with us, and he's pretty chill, dude.
Is that weird, seeing your teacher in public, from school? Remember that?
Well,
oh my god,
he
you're
was
a
our
regular
UPS
person?
guy before we started going to church with him. He just started showing up to church not too long ago, and it took me a while. It was one of those where I'm talking to my wife. I'm like, I know that guy's face. I know him. Why do I know him? Who is he? And then it dawns on me. I was like, oh yeah,
without the brown.
It's like, yeah, man, you don't recognize this one. We're not in our browns. I was like, oh, okay. I didn't know there was that was the official term. Apparently.
Oh yeah. Oh, it's a big deal.
It's a big deal.
Suck that's your color though.
I like brown. I would love like Bengals brown, the Bengals in orange, like brown and orange.
Wearing brown pants and shoes. I sit there and say that. As I grow older, the more I like brown. Really, brown's really your color.
Is it just because of the pirate thing? Get my brown pants.
I think it's just. It's even with cars and stuff. I want the most. I want a gray or a brown. When I noticed and I saw the brown Kia Souls, I'm like, oh, I like that brown. I was like, oh my god, what's happening to me?
What color brown is it?
Well, there's the one Kia Soul
is it
brown.
A chocolate brown, or is it a?
It's a little bit lighter brown. Have you seen? I have a hard time describing this. It's not quite a paint color, but a paint style on cars lately. It's a factory thing, but it's almost like when you open a can of paint and you look at the wet can of paint. It's that look. It's paint. It's not matte, but it has no flake in it. And they've got a gray and a brown and I think a green, Toyota has a green. And I really like that style. But yeah, they've got one of those browns. It's I'm hesitant to say poop brown on any of these because that really depends on what you've eaten.
Yeah.
So
it's a lot of variation in that.
There is,
beets or black licorice. What do you eat?
Yeah. Night of heavy drinking the night before. What are we talking here?
Consistency plays a big factor in that as well.
There's a stickiness going on there.
Boy, this show went straight to shit, didn't it?
Yeah, that's Friday, right?
Well, Clyde Dag. One of you mentioned a big black guy. Anyway, here we go. Big black guy.
Out there.
30
Wayne
Johnson is charged with indecent exposure and disorderly conduct.
That mugshot is great. Is that his mugshot?
2018.
And you see, that's what the problem is. Now, it's a beautiful day. I want to come outside with my shirt off, and I was just jogging, trying to get my body back in shape. And all of a sudden, I get hit stick like I'm on Madden, boom, out of nowhere by a cop. And, it scared the hell out of me. I was so scared, y'all, I didn't own myself. And I'm talking about I was wetter than a whale in a bubble bath drinking a bottle of water. Okay? And to myself, I said, indecent exposure? Hold up. Wait a minute. Something ain't right. What you
Step
want me
back
to
now.
do? I'm a man. You want me to put on a bra? Man, that bra strap will snap like a bungee cord. Just go. And, you know, I just came out of court, and they just gave me 2 court dates. One for each titty.
Is that a fantastic response?
That can't be real. That's way too much fun to be real. Fuck.
Where do we know where that's out of? TRS mean.
Oh, they said Kansas City, I think.
Okay.
Something like that.
That's great.
Oh, it's so good.
How did I man?
I don't care what you guys say. I love black people.
I love that. Like that. There is a knack for that. Like I don't know, just off the cuff like noises and stuff. That I can't do it. Can't do it. That beatboxing, bra strapping,
well,
snapping.
They can be a very poetic people.
Mhm.
You know. I mean, their version of tough guy is a poet who shoots at you. Like it's like we got beef.
Wetter
Let's
than
go
a
yell
whale.
poetry at each other. We've lost
Man.
that as a culture.
Rap
Do we ever
battles.
have that as a culture?
Well, Eminem and Machine Gun Kelly ruined it. That's what the problem is. White people ruin everything.
I'm saying.
White,
Have you
white
guys-
bitches specifically.
We knew that though.
I don't know how you guys feel about Thad, but I don't know if you guys have read Thaddeus Russell's. I think it's Renegade History United States or whatever. I think that's the book I'm thinking
That's
of.
him. That's one of it. I don't know.
Yeah, but he talks about like how because we talked about like depending on pigmentation, you can dance better or worse, right? Or more sexily. And he talks about like how like white people lost their rhythm, you know, through the years, and like black people have like the style, and just white people just don't, you know. And it's like, yeah, there's definitely truth to that. But like
That
we were
is the
saying,
style though. Not having
Yeah,
the
you're-
style is the style.
Look at these 3 screens. This is style, like the epitome of style. I don't know what you're talking about.
I was noticing the other day when we had all 4 of us on throughout these winter months, I look like the person of color on the show. I'm the only one with like a tan.
Well,
You guys are all locked indoors.
I also work nights, so
Yeah,
I rarely
you're
see
just a
sunshine.
vampire.
Just a pale crawler, Justin. Oh,
Well, and I love black people. I think it just kind of depends. Like, you know, you got that guy who's amazing, and then you got
Mhm.
these chicks who elderly
Oh,
care staff
Jesus.
accused of running a dementia fight club.
That headline. Oh my god.
is
Elderly
that
care
girl
staff.
developing like a third eye? Is that a tattoo? Is that a horn? Is that like what's on her forehead?
I think it's
Girl
just
knows.
sheen. It's a trick of the light. It's where her forehead comes together.
I know. Well, it's obviously it's like pointed. Or there's something wrong with it. Like it's like Illuminati thing or something. You know,
I mean,
sign of
they're
the beast. I don't know.
when you're pitting elderly dementia patients against each other, you're walking that line.
Are
Yeah.
you talking about the one in the middle?
Yeah.
It's the way the hair is braided right along the scalp line.
No. It comes down into like her eyes, dude.
I think it's there's the point of the edge of the dome, the convex.
Yeah, it looks
Midst of
like
the head.
she's got like a crater on the front of her head, or like there's
Mm.
like something sticking out, and that's the shadow around it.
It's just the way the light's hitting her, I'm pretty sure.
I don't know. It's kind of demonic.
That's. I mean, like, I really want to laugh, but that's so bad.
Did you see the
Are they putting
hockey
money on the
player
fight?
that pushed the? I mean,
No, we got-
how good could those be though? Honestly, like a dementia fight, like with old people.
They're either
Like, I don't
terrible
know.
or fantastic. You know.
And if they're terrible, they're still fantastic in a completely different way.
Yeah. With the. Because with the dementia, I feel like they might go hard, dude. You know.
Yeah, but how hard can like an 80-year-old go?
Who said 80?
Does
Well,
it say,
elderly, I guess they said.
Mm.
I mean,
But I
that's-
mean, okay, so here's the thing with like dementia is you get shipped off to a home quick with dementia. Very
Yeah.
few people deal with that one at home.
Yeah.
So like, I feel like you might get some younger, like 50s and 60s. You know, I mean, look, if you dry clean for a living, you're probably getting dementia in your 40s, dude.
Yeah.
You know, you guys saw that chemical or whatever. So like, there might be some young dementia patients, you know, and their family, and especially when you're younger, that's dangerous, dude. When you still have strength, you have to go to a
Mhm.
facility.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
Your
I guess
5'2"
that's true.
wife gonna wrestle you down? No.
I can go for one of those.
A 5'2" wife. I'm pretty sure my wife would attempt to wrestle me down. Actually, she wouldn't attempt. She would just wait until I'm not
She
paying
does it
attention
all the
to
time
like
anyway, doesn't she?
body slam me into a wall.
Check you.
Weren't you telling us that's what you guys do normally? You're like,
No, that's what I do to my kids.
get out the gags and. Okay. never mind.
Speaking of
so
somebody
how
that
long- private chat.
speaking of
I was
somebody that probably gets out the gag. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, this is not gag related. This is wrestling and body slamming related. Let me just make that distinction. How long before your daughter can whoop your ass?
Well, I still got about 60 pounds on her, so
Yeah.
How tall is she?
about 5'8".
That's big. She's tall.
So she's still a ways off. I'm about 6'5", 225. She's like 5'8", 160. So
Yeah,
She
but
keeps
that's
getting them
probably
skills
like-
down, man.
Yeah, exactly. She's got them skills, and I bet you that's all muscle, and you're just like, soft, cushy 40.
Old.
I work out every day. That's not a lot of. I still have a little bit of softness, but not much. My son, on the other hand,
softness in your heart. That's where it matters, right?
yeah, there's so much of that. Sean is like 6'2", 240, and I think he thinks he could take me, but there's no way.
There's a lot to just knowing how to like move your body and like use that. Just because you're like got that weight,
Mhm.
like I don't know.
Yeah,
can go
no, a
into
lot of that
something
sticks
weighing
with
a
you.
lot, thinking you're gonna like do something because you're just bigger, and it's like, whoop, sorry, not quite.
Yeah, I think if you were like you played like a defensive position in football and like high school, even into like your old man years, I think you can still, you know how to fucking put your weight into yourself, to
Mhm.
say like I don't want to fight some 65-year-old dude who, you know what I mean, like maybe used to be a badass, because like that muscle memory's in there. You know what I mean?
Old man strength is a real thing.
It is.
And
It
it's
They have a high level of not giving a shit.
yeah. I
You
think
know, when you
that's
push an
probably
old
part of
man
it,
to the
too.
point of fighting, like he's ready to die. So
He's probably missing it too. He's like, man, I used to do this when I was a kid. Let's go.
mhm.
Like,
There was this old dude that I went to church with in high school that he had that like crazy strength, and he wasn't a big dude. He was built
Mhm.
about like me. But whenever you would like go to shake his hand after church on Sunday, you made sure you got like all the way in there, because if you messed around and like let him get a hold of your fingers, you were about to get some fingers broke, like because it was just death grip. You got put in the vice. Like the first time that I went to shake his hand, Dad was like, "Make sure you get like all the way in. Don't let him catch your fingers." I was like, "What?" And I fucked up. I didn't know what he was talking about, and like I went in for like I thought I was going in for a good handshake, but I didn't get in there fast enough, and he put that vice grip on me, and I felt all of my knuckles crack. It's like, oh my god, I'm gonna die.
Do you think he did that
just
on
and then he
purpose?
just holds you and talks to you while he's got.
I bet you
it's
he
like,
does that on purpose to make
Yeah.
to teach you how to shake hands, right? How
It's-
not to be
it's-
a puss. Like
It is. It's kind of that. I think you're onto something, Clyde. I think it's kind of a cultural thing, and it's kind of from like another era. Like a handshake meant something. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? And you get in there and you shake a fucking hand, and then he's. I think it is not trying to look tough, but you know
Yeah.
what I mean. Like he's coming in with a purpose with that handshake.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm one that's like, yeah, bump. I have COVID. You might get me sick. Give me a little bump. How about a little bit of elbow action? Like,
Even though it doesn't travel that way.
we shake hands around here, homie.
well, speaking of abusing people, does this qualify as abuse?
Is this Biden? Oh God.
They
Woman whose
they pushed
wheelchair
this
was
chick's-
pushed. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, I would say woman whose wheelchair was pushed down the stairs by NHL star's son blasts his disgusting actions and says he showed zero remorse during an apology as she declines $8,000 GoFundMe cash. They pushed her wheelchair like I don't
There's
know
a
if
video
there's
of
the
it.
video. Yeah,
Well, not
So
even
he's-
happening. Okay, we do. Okay, cool. Or are they
Yeah.
like taking
I mean,
turns
she's not
playing with
in
you?
it. She's not in it. So.
well, they were like
Mm.
playing with it, and then he just pushes it down the stairs.
Was it just like left unattended? Like she was sitting at the bar
Yeah.
drinking or something,
No,
and they just like, oh look, a wheelchair.
So
I don't think they took her out of it. I think
yeah, they took her out of it. So the story,
Jesus.
the bathrooms were downstairs. So her friends like took her downstairs so she could go to the bathroom, and then while she was downstairs going to the bathroom, these dudes dumped her wheelchair down the stairs, and apparently it broke it.
So, I thought I didn't read it.
Imagine that.
All through. No, I read a different one. I thought the bathroom was somewhere else because they had to carry her out of the building. Like,
Yeah, the
down
bathroom was
stairs.
downstairs.
But they had to carry her downstairs to get her out of the building because the wheelchair was busted.
Well, I'm sure they like.
I don't think they carried her downstairs, saw the broken wheelchair, brought her upstairs to have a few drinks, and then like had to carry her down. Maybe they did.
I don't know. I mean,
I'm
look,
not
if
one
you're
for like American with Disabilities Act, kind of like, you know, people having to do shit. But in this day and age, why do you have to traverse stairs to go to the bathroom? Like, it's probably in
At
a
a
old
bar, I feel
building
like
or
that's
something. You
kinda-
know what I mean? But like, it's probably a very reasonable explanation.
I feel like it's probably not up to code. I feel like there'd be some code that's like,
Well, yeah, I almost do feel like damn, it's hard to think somebody could get away with that, but maybe a grandfather thing or whatever. But then I'm forced to ask, did her friends invite her to this place? What kind of rude friends? They're like, hey, we're going to take you to this place where we physically have to carry you around because, you know, you can't wheel in to take a piss.
whatever. Those are good friends.
Well, yeah, they're
want you
willing to
feel
do that.
included.
That is nice. They're willing to do that. You just think you'd pick a different place. I don't want to carry someone around.
yeah.
I'd suggest it out of pure laziness and selfishness to myself.
They probably got a friend who's like a really big dude, and he just like hunches down. She wraps her arms around his neck, and then he just stands up and like walks around with her.
One leg, stump around the back. Yeah.
Oh no.
What? Just describing the situation. I don't need to get a groaner for that. Is there a word other than stump I'm supposed to use? I don't know.
Nub, I don't know. It seems worse.
Well, it depends on length. It was
Justin's
past
the
the knee.
one-legged expert.
That's a
here on
stump.
this one.
If it's below the knee, I'll call it a nub.
We don't talk about that on the show. Speaking of things we don't talk or we've never talked
nubs.
about on the show before, tell us how Joan Soda saved you from going to jail or whatever.
Yeah, I want to hear this.
So when I was in college, I got my nipples pierced, and
Are they still pierced, or did you take those out?
no, they came out a little while ago, and
That's
so
kind of
I went,
disappointing.
yeah, well, with kids and everything, it was kind of
You had to take him out for the church calendar.
yeah. So my brother came up to visit, like, I don't know, later, and he wanted to as well. So he used my ID because he was underage. And it was totally, legit. Like, they didn't care. They kind of, I think they had to have known. I don't know. But, everything's good. We go, we leave, say our goodbyes, thank you, and leave. And then I go to a track meet that weekend. And or maybe it was cross country meet because my roommate was there, and apparently the cops had been looking for me, and they had called my parents because he put my house number on the information sheet like a big dummy, and so the cops called and told my parents that, like, yeah, we have a warrant for his arrest, like, blah blah blah, because apparently we forgot to pay them when we left. And it was totally like an innocent thing. Like, we, we left, and everybody was like, "Oh, thanks, have a good night," like blah blah blah. Like it was not malicious at all. There's no intent to. So I ended up going over there to pay them, and I was like super apologetic and like it was just an accident, blah blah blah. And they're like, "Yeah, well, we decided to not press charges because I had the Jones soda and the cap said be kind or something like that. Like the inside of the top said something to convince them not to continue with charges." So that's my story. I'm like, I totally forgot about it too until you mentioned Jones soda last night. I guess it's not that. I mean, it's
We were going to press charges against you, but then the Snapple fact on the inside of my peach Snapple gave me a disturbing statistic about prison rape. So I decided to not do that to you.
Yeah, like all they had to do was just like call me or like just wait, like I don't know, man. I don't know.
That does seem excessive.
It was like, and it's like $40, 65, I think, 45, $60, something like that. It's nothing. But you're gonna send the cops after me. Like, okay.
Especially if they had like your info. Like you'd think then they could just like
Yeah, right.
try
Like it's not like
contacting
they're
you.
trying
Send
to
you a letter or something.
skip town, right?
Yeah.
So you neglected to pay for your nipple piercings. Please return.
Imagine having that on your record, like arrested for not paying for nipple piercings.
That's not even in Florida? Get out of here.
It's a good thing you didn't try to get a job in corporate America, because if that was on your record, man, you screwed.
I don't know. I feel like that'd get me in the in club, corporate America.
Yeah,
Maybe the
depending on where
banking
you're
industry. Yeah.
where you're applying, yeah.
I get a jank job with Sam Bankman-Fried, and maybe Cuomo would have put me in his cabinet. Like could have been.
Oh yeah, they are nipple piercing guys, aren't they?
Yeah,
And Cuomo had the pierced nipples?
Andrew Cuomo.
Yeah.
You don't remember that, dude?
No, I do.
Wow.
Now that you mention it, yeah. I forgot about
Oh.
how many creeps have pierced nipples. Who figured?
Thanks.
Hey, I know several people with pierced nipples, and they're other than you, and they're only slightly creeps. You're all right. Yeah, I knew a dude who said like when he got his pierced, I don't remember why he did it this way, but had him pierce it through not the eraser nub of the nipple, but like the areola.
Areola.
Yeah, an areola piercing, and he was like, "Yeah, it wouldn't heal." And I'm like, "Yeah, no shit, that doesn't sound right."
Yeah, I don't think that's the way it's supposed to.
I
don't think that's the way you're supposed to do it.
Like you can go both ways. And I think with women, it's more through the actual nipple. With men, they tend to do more like through the areola.
Really?
You know, you go both ways.
Yeah, I sent you another picture. I sent you.
Is it if you're?
Is this a picture of your nipple piercing?
No.
Oh, cool. You and Cuomo, when you got your nipple piercings accidentally entangled together.
We went together.
Yeah.
He took me.
Ooh,
There.
yeah, that's that
Yeah,
one with him with the
hang
coffee cup.
Yeah, there it is. Very clearly. Either that or he's got the weirdest nipples on the planet.
He got like three nipples on one booby.
The elusive bi nipple.
What's up with his finger? Look at his index finger. What's going on there?
Oh, what
I
the
got
fuck is
broke off in
that?
somebody's bunghole one day.
Something weird's going on with this dude.
Look, those
aside from-
indentations line up with his nipple piercing. Maybe it's like like when you're in like a haunted mansion and you pull the statue and the bookcase. Maybe that's like how he like transforms into Reptile Man, or from Reptile Man. He has to line up the thing. Or maybe like Justin said, he just can't keep his hands out of there.
Yeah.
Hey man, that's why he got his nipple pierced. It feels good.
What did he say the other day about he's starting some sort of foundation to like fight anti-Semitism or something? I thought he was Italian, not Jewish. Is he
He
both?
is. No, he's
So-
Italian.
So is this just like trying to get on the good side of the ADL or what?
Yeah, who knows? Trying to make up for past wrongs, I guess.
for harassing women in the
Yeah.
workplace.
Are there many Italian Jewish people?
I don't know what the overlap is in that community.
I don't feel like I've run into that a lot.
No.
Tend to be more Catholic.
And say I don't know. Yeah, neither the Italian nor Jewish communities are really. This is Indiana. There's a lot of Germans, not a lot of Italians.
Yeah. Yeah, we need to stay away from there.
Speaking of nipple piercings, do you think this chick's got her nipples pierced? That might be part of her problem. I'm too hot to date. Men are intimidated, and it's a curse. I don't think.
I don't think it's intimidating.
I don't think that's the
I don't
problem.
think that's it.
Yeah, I don't buy it, and I don't think she's like some sort of next level of hot.
No,
So,
no,
I mean, I guess she's all right.
no. She's not even all right. She like no.
good
I
looks
feel like
seem
it's a
like
lot
they
of makeup, and
guarantee
she
someone
spends time at the
they-
gym.
Good looks seem like they guarantee someone a romantic partner. However, one California TikTok influencer claims she's so hot that men won't even date her because they're allegedly intimidated by her beauty. She lamented her gorgeous aesthetics on a TikTok video with over 3.7 million views. I suspect like somewhere in the neighborhood of 3.2 million of those were making fun of it, but I could be wrong.
You said it before, I think, or somebody has on the show that like I think the New York Post has something with TikTok. Like they do something with these TikTok influencer people because there's always like one on here that does this, you know. Like I'm a 6, but you know when I take my clothes off, I'm a 10, like kind of thing. Like these people. I don't know.
I don't buy that either.
The term influencer is just weird. Like
is.
it's like you don't really think about it. Like we know what it means, and you don't really think about it much. But it's if you really think about like the word, you know, and then it's like, oh wow, that sounds like a total op. Then that there's these influencers that are meant to influence people. You know, you think on the innocuous side of just people who, you know, I don't know, but I see people self-describe as that, like on their profile description, musician, artist, influencer, and I'm like, why? Okay, that's a title like you give to someone else. It's one of those things. It's like, okay, but to call yourself that is really fucking weird.
I wouldn't. I don't know. Anybody that would describe themselves as an influencer probably should be stayed away from. Probably need some help.
And 3.7 million views doesn't seem that impressive. I mean, a screenshot of a throwaway tweet taking a jab at open borders libertarians got 2 million views on TikTok. I don't know why people keep posting that dumb fucking Twitter post. I thought that thing would die.
Stop bragging.
6 months ago. I thought that thing would die 6 months ago, and every day I get more notifications from it.
That's funny.
Well, here's the thing with like TikTok views too, and maybe somebody can tell me if this is how this works. But like, okay, the video's 3 seconds long. When you watch like one of these reels or something that's 3 seconds long, you usually watch it like 3 fucking times. So does that count as 3 views?
See that? I don't know.
Because if it does, which I assume they do, because I refuse to believe that the amount of views that some of these fucking reels get is, I can't believe it. Because maybe I'm just old, but like some chick standing there singing like half a line from a country song and being like, I like boys in boots, gets like 4 fucking million views. And I'm like, nobody cares.
Or not even singing the line, just like lip syncing as the music plays.
And some of them like lip sync it well, or they do a scene, you know what I mean, from a movie, and they do like a good job. But then there's some of them that it's just so off and so bad. See that look, she's got washboard titties. That looks like a dude.
I was gonna say that looks like
This was one of the pictures that she had. This is one of the pictures she had posted with that. It was like, I can think of all kinds of other reasons that dudes don't want to date you, and being too hot is nowhere on that list. Like, those are some very manly forearms.
I mean, she looks like she goes to the gym and does CrossFit and shit, and some people like that. And that's fine. But like this picture especially, this isn't like your too hot to date picture. You know what I mean?
No. Well, this is
Well, I mean,
I'm
and
gonna
this
crush
was
your
the-
skull between my legs picture.
Like, this was the post itself.
Hey, I'm not saying that's a bad thing. I'm just
It's like those. I think the dead eyes are probably bigger turnoff than you being too hot.
Has she been
know.
crying?
Probably. I mean, isn't that what all TikTok influencers do? They spend all their time crying and then they wipe their face and post something and hope that 1 million people like it.
I don't know. I haven't checked your TikTok in a while.
I literally have one. I haven't used it in, I don't remember when the last time I did was. I have one TikTok and it was me collecting or just going out to check and see if we had eggs. And I open up the thing and I go, oh, butt nugget. And that's it. That's my one TikTok.
Okay.
I was talking to the wife about TikTok the other day, and I'm like, it's
About
always
butt
some
nuggets?
new social media thing or some new thing, you know, and I'm trying to resist TikTok, and it doesn't seem appealing or anything I want any part in, but inevitably, for business reasons, I'm going to have to get a TikTok, you know, be where
Is
people
that-
are, etc.
Is that like, you know, because like Facebook was the medium in your business, and then Instagram, and I feel like Twitter's not great for that. But is TikTok better?
I don't know, man, but it's like for like my local, like the farm, like I think that's a thing. I mean, the amount of people who are like, whenever like I meet another like adult, you know, like me, you know, who mentions something like that they saw something on TikTok, I'm always like, what? Like come on, like you're too old for this shit, you know. So it's but now I had somebody who's a peer of mine, you know, basically my age, sent me a video on Facebook. It's a TikTok video. They sent me on Facebook, and I have to like register for TikTok to watch the video. And I was even like, man, like just after my conversation with the wife last night, you sent me this morning. Like, is this gonna force me to get on fucking TikTok? And she's like, yes, enjoy. I was like, God damn it. And
See, I
so
feel like
haven't done it
it's
yet.
like, but I feel like how much can you localize it? You know what I mean? Like, can you?
Oh, I'm sure. Just because it's like
Yeah.
Instagram's the same thing as Facebook now. So whenever I advertise on Facebook for my local area, because yes, I can go on a map and draw where I want the advertisements to hit. Like it's pretty specific. So Instagram just does the same thing. Twitter, I haven't done any advertising on Twitter since Elon took over, and that was all very, very small. Anyhow, probably works
I
in a
just
similar way.
block anybody that advertises on Twitter anymore.
Sorry. And then which I'll use it for. And then yeah, I don't know. I think that's all I do for internet advertising. But yeah, no, Facebook's really easy to use and very centralized. But yeah, if people are on TikTok, not Facebook, then I'm wasting my time and money on Facebook. You know, I should advertise on TikTok, which I think happens. I think
You need to
that's
buy
the
a
thing.
billboard. Just save your money and get a billboard.
God, those have to be so expensive.
Put like a plucked chicken's butt up there, and you know.
We've got on I-4, there's a billboard that displays like there's a couple of them right in this area. I assume they're owned by the same people. Sometimes it's really religious stuff, but it's oftentimes like gas prices through the roof. It's all Biden's fault, you know, like stuff like that. Like there's really, and it's a big like LED one, so it changes, and it's just like, and it's like I like the spirit of the stuff they say, but it's like so like factually wrong half the time, you know what I mean? But it's still funny, you know. And I like that kind of. I like that all the people driving on I-4 every day have to see that, and probably about half of them it makes their blood boil. So that's funny to me.
They should do a study on that, like road rage. You know?
Might
You
explain
see-
why there's so many goddamn deaths on I-4.
Yeah, gets them all distracted.
It's terrifying. I avoid it. It's scary driving on that road.
Well, they probably drove by all those signs and saw that, and that's what led them to get into a rage-filled, boozy beach brawl. Is there like good video of this? That's kind
I
of.
don't know. Trey sent it, and I just posted it in there.
Let's see if we get actual like fights.
I don't think
or-
so.
Just got
I
pictures
see
of
that.
people
Post.
fighing.
I assume you
No.
could probably just.
Where does it
like,
say this is Daytona?
Ooh, no, that's an ad. I'm like, what's going on?
That was an ad for
For Pfizer. Huh? That's
heart
for
disease.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go. They got somebody refereeing.
Well, they got gloves on, and there's somebody there. Oh, that's cool.
Very well organized.
Yeah.
Why are you breaking them up?
The Bible says that he is set before us blessing and cursing.
Oh, is this faith boxing? Is that a thing?
What is going on?
Oh hell, this is gonna be good. Doing a little Oklahoma. That is terrible tackling form.
That's a thing. That's called Oklahoma.
That's what they called it when I was in high school.
When you lay on your back and then you got to pop up and interesting. I've never seen that.
That's actually I don't know
It's
if
like
I've
a
ever
football
showed it on
drill, isn't
the
it?
show before. I've got a giant scar on my arm. That's actually the drill we were doing that resulted in my giant scar. So yeah, you would lay on your back, helmet to helmet, and then the coach would go, and you would jump up, and the guy with the ball was supposed to just try to like truck the guy who was
Yeah.
tackling. And I was not built for trucking people. 6'5", 160 pounds is not really trucking material. And the guy who I was hitting against, like we knew how to hit each other and make a really good pop without it really without actually hitting that hard. So anyway, when we hit, he had metal clips on his helmet holding his chin strap on, and that clip came across my arm and dug in, and it just ripped a big chunk out of my arm. They had to
That's impressive.
like I'm laying on the ground and the ball's sitting on my chest, and I was really gonna run his ass over, and I was kind of disappointed in myself, and I just went and smacked the ball off my chest, and when I did, I saw red stuff go flying everywhere. I was like, oh, like I jumped up, I'm still like in full gear and everything, and just take off running to my truck, and the coaches caught me, and they were like, hold up, let's get it cleaned up, let's look at it first before you just like drive off and get you out of your pads and everything. And but they had to get a flathead screwdriver and dig my arm chunks out of his helmet, so that was interesting. But yeah, they got me back into the coach's office, and we got it all cleaned up and everything, and bandaged up. And I went home and took a shower and went to like a youth revival thing that night, and like I'm just expecting it to stop bleeding at some point, and it never did.
You got
So
somebody at the youth revival who can lay hands on you?
Didn't think about that. In hindsight, we probably should have taken that approach before going to the emergency room.
Hey, that one's free at least.
Yeah, I got it was like 7 internal stitches, and then another 25 external stitches. Yeah,
Internal stitches.
I'm
Yeah,
surprised that
it ripped everything out. Like you could see the muscle. You could see muscle tissue. Like I just have a giant scar there. Like there's no nerve endings or anything.
was that a game helmet?
Yeah.
You have different helmets, and you're allowed to play with that, like a
Not
normal-
anymore.
Well, you're not allowed to sharpen them anymore, anyhow.
They actually took his helmet away and changed out his clip. They changed out all the clips on it after that. But yeah,
makes sense.
but that happened on a Tuesday, and then on Wednesday and Thursday they just had me do like helmet and shorts walkthrough in practice because I just had a
Mhm.
giant hole in my arm. And then on Friday I went to Vanderbilt Sports Medicine, and they made a custom molded pad to fit over it to protect it, and I played out the rest of the season with this like special turtle shell on my arm. Fun times.
I went to a prosthetic limb place one time for a ankle brace. I rolled my ankle. I was valeting, so like I ran a
Sure.
lot and I really fucked up my ankle. And the doctor,
Custom molded prosthetics.
it was soft, but they had to take measurements of my feet and like make it. And dude, it was
Didn't
like
want to
I
make it too
limped.
long.
I limped into that place and like walked out. It was really, really impressive. Making that
I
thing, but I felt so like I'm like a big like the big loser of the place. Everyone else is there with real ailments, like getting fake limbs and stuff, and they're like, "Oh, we'll lace up your little ankle."
They
least you have
deliberately
one.
make your prosthetic soft, otherwise it would hurt too much.
Yeah. Because you're into that. I was getting like cortisone shots into my ankle, and like the first few times, I'm like, I'm not gonna look, you know. When they did it, and they used like a spray that was like cold, so it like froze your skin enough to numb it. And the one time, I'm like, I am gonna look, you know. I look, big fat fucking needle, and they like sink it into the ankle, and the doctor looks like, huh, like he hit something, and he like moves my ankle, and then something, you know, moved my foot, and then the needle went in further, and I was like, ah, fuck! I was like, why'd I look? No.
Please, no. I don't do needles. No bueno.
Shit like it's shit like joints and stuff that just like thought of something being dislocated just horrifies me. Whew.
Yeah.
Well,
Thank God for more
apparently this chick doesn't have any need for prosthetics because she's going to single-handedly cause a white genocide by
She might be a
white men up
prosthetic when she's
existence.
done.
I don't know how this works exactly.
No. Instead, I will sleep with a white man. I will sacrifice myself for the greater good. Why, you may ask? Asian women can single-handedly cause the white genocide that they are so afraid of. With 2.25 billion Asian women and 500 million white men, baby, it will only take 2 generations. In 2 generations, there will no longer be any blonde-haired, blue-eyed brass. I will pass on this hair, these eyes, this skin, and my babies will be Asian. They will learn my language, and they will not be white. So try me, Chad. I welcome your fetish, because me and my Asian army will fuck you out of existence.
Clyde, you're doomed.
I think she's
A
got a
challenge
fetish
accepted.
for white men.
I wonder if
I
she
think-
speaks something other than English. She said they'll speak my language, but I doubt she speaks any other language.
Judging by her accent, I'm thinking like probably not.
Yeah.
I think she just secretly wants a white man, can't find one. And this is her, like, you know.
She's having the same problem as the as the other chick. Like she's too hot and can't get a boyfriend.
They're intimidated because it's sideways. This is what I hear.
Oh man.
Oh, that old chestnut.
Dude, oh man. See, that's like TikTok is just like ridiculous things. I feel like it's just, you know.
I know. I feel like she's like fucking around or something. Like I have a hard time taking that seriously. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know if it's funnier if is real or funnier if it's not. But I kind of feel like she's fucking around. Otherwise, like I said, it's not much of a threat.
Somebody commented on the post and said that they've watched like a bunch of her TikToks and stuff, and that she truly is that conceited that she's
Really.
apparently
Joke's on you,
the
bitch! I had a vasectomy. You just fucked me for nothing.
Gotcha.
apparently the too hot to get a boyfriend chick was actually doing that as satire, but from perusing the article a little bit further, like her entire comment section like filled up with other women who were saying that they have the same problems. Like they're like, this isn't satire, this is a real problem. Like,
Of course.
no. I can't think of any like legitimately hot chick that has problems getting a boyfriend unless you get we've watched the hot crazy Matrix. Like if they're in the hairdresser, strippers, chicks named Tiffany range, then they might be having problems. But as long as they're in the safe zone or even the the fun zone, they're probably doing okay. Just my guess. You look like you got some thoughts on this, Clyde. What's your
No. I mean, I don't. I mean, you can't set your standards too high. I think it's probably a bit of that going. You think you're too hot and look for something that doesn't exist, kind of thing.
Somebody's got to scrape the bottom of that barrel.
All it takes is one acid accident, and boom, those looks are gone. One pissed off Middle Eastern chick, and you are through. They're the ones who do that, right? Or is it Indian? Isn't there
I
like
don't
a
know.
do,
It's
they do like
I
the
don't
acid
know.
attacks?
didn't that happen over in like England? Wasn't there a slew in England?
Yeah, I think so. Well, you can have guns
That
there,
would be
but yeah, I think
like
it was like if I remember right, it was like I'm trying to remember. I think it was like a certain type of person who kept doing it.
yeah. No, but I'm thinking like what immigrant population is over in India? And I think it's Indian, isn't it?
Yeah, there's a lot of them.
Maybe
The
the Pakis. I don't know.
Yeah, it does seem like more of a Pakistani thing than Indian thing. I don't know. Sorry, everyone. Sorry to our Pakistani and Indian listeners. I'm just kidding. It's like everything we say on the show. It's satire and
Yes,
exaggeration.
It's all over the top. I think 60% of the time it's 80% satire.
Yeah. I think that math adds up. And there's always pretty girls there sometimes.
Well, speaking of chicks who can't seem to find dates, I wonder if it has anything to do with this flamboyant, over the top behavior.
They get to spin the wheel, but guess what?
Was this before
Game first.
he heard?
I'm still in it.
So you know two prices already, which is a great thing. $3.99 and $5.
Pick a pair. Oh, he picked some pairs, all right.
$5.99.
Keep $5.99. Something else up here is $5.99. You can tell me what it is. You get everything.
I'm gonna say the soup.
Soup, $5.99. It's pretty fancy. It is. Yes, you got it. Dylan's a winner. Dylan's a winner. Dylan, nice job, man. Look at that.
Is he allowed
we're
to say
gonna
nice
deal
job,
after
man?
this. Don't go away, folks.
Dylan's really growing on me.
When oh my god, when was that?
I don't know.
Like how long ago?
I don't know. I mean, the dude was an actor before all of this.
Look at all the balls he just got.
He even stuck that one in a hole.
Yeah.
Tried.
And then he wants to get rid of his own.
Pretty good at that. Does he though?
Yeah,
Probably
I'm not convinced.
We've been watching there's on Pluto, there's a Price is Right channel, and they've got like old ones from like the 80s and shit they've been playing, and I'll put that on. It's kind of background, but it's such a trip with the hairstyles and the people and everything. It's old Bob Barker days. They didn't have many of them.
No.
Not many of them.
Imagine.
That was
the best is
the
the black women in muumuus who come on that one. They're just so I said I was gonna kiss Bob and I kissed Bob.
That was the Christmas special 2020.
Was he? I guess not. I guess he wasn't a thing until the girlhood.
Yeah,
The womandom.
that's just been within the last 6-8 months.
2020. They were
Yeah,
doing
you
like
could've-
maskless Christmas specials on Price is Right with live audiences in 2020.
That's true.
I don't know.
Doesn't seem right.
Last time I watched The Price is Right, everything Drew had like some sort of super long like wand microphone so that people couldn't get within like 4 feet of him. He's like holding it out here to talk.
They have the local news when they're out like interviewing somebody. It's so funny.
People don't know how to like deal with personal space. Like you go to talk to somebody and they want to get like right up next to you and talk to you. It's like I can hear you from over there. Like you.
It's one good thing that has come out of COVID, in my opinion, is that like people give you a little more space, like just all around now. You know what I mean? Because I'm always like even like when someone's like doing their debit card, like when I'm working like at like a retail thing and they're ringing up their debit card thing, like I look away while they do their thing, like noticeably. I'm like, all right, do your thing. Like I don't give people fucking space when you're doing business. So I've talked about our sheriff a lot here on the show, and I tried to demonstrate to you guys his level of celebrity, by showing you pictures and stuff of people, friends of mine, with getting pictures with him and stuff.
Did
I was
you have
talking
him
to
sign something last night?
Well, no, the shop that I used to work at, they did the Jeepin' with Judd event, which happens very close to me. It's like this 3-day Jeep event, and he does it and sponsors it, what the fuck ever. And so they were there. They had a booth there, And so I was talking to Boss Man about it, and about Judd and everything. He's like, "Oh yeah, man, it's crazy." So he comes around, he does all his pictures, and he has 4, armed, obviously uniformed deputies around him at all times. And I'm like, man, he's not that much of a pussy. He wouldn't, like, why does he need that much security? And he's like, no. It's not like security. There is handlers. That's a buffer zone because people don't know the personal space thing. And everybody wants a fucking picture with him. Everybody wants to talk to him. So he needs these 4 to form a line kind of thing to, when Homelander goes out to dinner with his son, it's like that when this dude goes out in fucking public here. So he needs 4 fucking officers at these, or deputies, pardon me, at these events to like give him like a buffer, and then organize the line and the autographs and the everything. It's fucking crazy.
Why?
Old Wayne and I were talking about it last night a little bit, and he's like, "Oh, you think he's going to run for governor?" And I'm like, "No, not a chance. He's king in this county." You know what I mean? Everybody loves him. He's just.
What does he do though? Like what? I mean, I know you kind of mentioned before, but like refresh my memory. What makes
it's like
him
he's
so
kind of
cool?
like tough on crime kind of guy. It's also he's very like public, like he's very like publicity hog, but he hasn't accepted a reality show deal, and dozens have been offered to him, and he hasn't taken a show. It's just I think he just wants to be like king here, People like the tough on crime thing. There was a couple instances. I mean, one of them was 20 years ago now, where a deputy got shot and killed. Another deputy got shot. I actually know that guy. I used to detail his car. And a canine got shot and killed. And when they found the guy, they shot him like 120 times or something. And a reporter was like, "Why'd you shoot him 120 times?" And the sheriff goes, "Oh, because we ran out of ammo." Which is like a joke, which actually wasn't technically true. They still had ammo, blah, 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 but it was a joke. But it's shit like that. You get country conservative folks just really like that tough on crime kind of shit. And there's things, like I said, I mean, there's a lot of things about him that I like, as a sheriff. There's a lot of things that I don't. But I like overall that he does kind of play by his own rules. Like, I don't know, or not his own rules, I'm sorry, the rules. Like if one of his deputies like gets like in trouble or something, he's very public about it. They fucking fire him. He does a whole fucking press conference. Now, if it doesn't come to light otherwise, I don't know if shit gets swept under the rug. I don't know that. But I think he's just a big personality. Just a month ago on the local news I was watching, somebody gave him a car. Somebody restored whatever his first police cruiser was in like the 70s. They took that one of those cars, completely restored it, made it look just like a police cruiser, and gave it to him. Probably $100,000 lease car. He just gets shit. Now I don't know legally if he can accept it or if it has to go to like the police museum in town or what. But people just give him shit. It's something. I mean, I think I was saying before the 2012 election, I remember being in a bar and hearing somebody like behind me talking, saying Trump Judd 2012. Like people would love him to run for governor, but I don't think he'd do that because then you get half the people who hate you. Here, everybody loves him. I think he enjoys that. Yeah,
That works.
Yeah.
Yes. I don't know.
Yeah, I guess.
I don't know.
It's something, dude. I feel you, man. It is a thought because people in other states know him. Or know about him. It's just, but
Our sheriff's son,
Gotta go.
our sheriff had kind of the Biden thing going on. He had been the sheriff for literally forever, and his son was a complete delinquent and drug dealer, and everybody knew it. And
pushing
they
people's
never did
wheelchairs
anything
down the
about
stairs.
it.
Yeah.
Probably. I mean, I can't say
When
much.
I first read the
I can't say much because I ran with some rougher crowd, and being known or knowing certain people was beneficial to me. So I never got in trouble for things, but
when I first read the headline for the other day for that the wheelchair article, I didn't read NHL player's son, and I thought it was an NHL player. I heard it was his son. I was like, oh, well, I'm much less horrified.
if it was the player himself, you'd have been.
Yeah, that'd be a much crazier story, right?
It's like, I'm done with the NHL. I'll never watch it again.
His son. It's like, oh, spoiled brat.
I mean, it's it's hockey too. I feel like
Hip check you for punishment.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, you're standing at the top of the stairs and you see a wheelchair just kind of sitting there, like you're pretty
I
drunk.
mean-
I mean, it could be kind of funny.
I'm only human. What do you expect me? That's what you got to say to the judge. Come on, judge. Like you wouldn't have done the same thing.
I mean, you're up a flight of stairs in a big crowd of people, like, and there's just an empty wheelchair there. Like, I mean, I don't, it's like one of those things.
I'd
like,
assume
how
it was an
does-
abandoned wheelchair. Somebody somebody
It
found
was a safety
Jesus
hazard just
right at
sitting
this
on
moment.
top of the stairs like that.
Mm-hmm.
It-
They got
and
up. A miracle happened here, is what happened.
If the dumb, drunk, and rambunctious defense doesn't work, you can always just say that you're retarded.
Because democracy basically means government by the people, of the people, for the people. But the people are retarded.